Hi there, I'm Buck, Kansas. I've been talking about the trolley car quite a lot, and now I'd like to talk about some bad answers that I have found in researching and thinking about this, talking to people about the trolley car problem. So, this will probably be my last video for a while. So, for maybe the last time, what is the trolley car problem? The standard trolley car problem is the bystander car problem. You're a bystander. There's an out of control trolley car. It's hurtling down a train line. It's going to smash five people if you do nothing. There's a lever next to you. If you pull the lever, the trolley will get diverted to a beeline where it will smash one person. Do you pull the lever? I really don't want to get into what are good answers because I've made two videos on that. If you'd like to see them, here they are. If I figured out how to link videos by now. But today, I want to talk about bad answers. So, the first bad answer I want to talk about in researching and looking at what other YouTube videos existed on the trolley car problem, I found that Andrew Tate answered the problem in an interview. He was asked about it, and his response, I'm paraphrasing, but what he said was, whoever came up with this problem must have thought they were really smart, but they're not really smart. This isn't a really smart question because I don't care about these people. I don't know these people, so I do nothing. I really don't like this answer. This is very in line with his brand as an ultra libertarian, sort of an isolationist person who says you don't have duties and obligations to each other. You just should be responsible for yourself. But I think this is clearly wrong. And I tried to hint at it in the main video by talking about letting die clearly being bad. If you see a child drowning in a pool and you choose not to save them, you've done something bad. You should have saved them. You have duties to help people. You have duties to do good, even if you don't have a pre-existing relationship with them. And we can relate it more directly to the trolley car problem by saying instead of having one person on the beeline, have no one on the beeline. So now there's five people who are going to be crushed. If you pull the lever, you save all of them. Do you pull the lever? The answer is obviously yes. It's obviously better to pull the lever and save them than to not pull the lever and let them die. And what's more, it's of such minor cost to you to pull the lever that it is morally reprehensible if you don't pull the lever. So I can't agree with the do nothing approach. We have duties to other people, even duties to strangers. Notably, it's similar to a lot of answers I got talking to people where they said they didn't want to play God, so they didn't want to make a choice as to who lives and who dies. I think that's a bad answer for the same reason, and you get the same rebuttal. You still have duties to other people. You should save people. And so if there's no cost to saving people, you clearly need to do it. So if there's five people on the main line and no one on the second line, you are going to choose who lives and who dies by choosing no one to die and everyone to live. The problem is complicated if you put one person on the beeline, but the answer isn't as simple as, "Oh, I'm not allowed to make that choice." You can say, "Well, it's evil to choose to kill someone, so I'm not gonna do it." That's an okay answer, but just throwing your hands up and saying, "I'm not allowed to make moral determinations about this kind of thing," I don't think is sound. If you wanted to say that you don't care about the problem in some meaningful way, so you don't wanna come up with an answer, that I have perfect respect for. But you're watching this YouTube video, so I think you must have the interest or the time by now. So that's the first answer I really don't like. The second answer I don't like is more of a set of answers. It's consequentialism, which is a school of philosophical thought where all you care about is the consequences of your actions, is the effects. So you weigh the bad effects and the good effects, and you see which one outweighs the other, and that's what you do. So in that way, all you do with every trolley car problem is you count how many people are dead. And you say, okay, well, the one with more death is the one I don't like. So I choose the one with less death. It's a really simple answer, and it's an answer people give a lot, but it doesn't actually capture most people's moral thinking. Um, Consequentialism is very popular in academia, and so a full response, a full rejection of it would require a longer video. But the way I tried to get at showing that it was wrong in the main video is through the large man trolley problem. So in the large man trolley problem, there's a large man on a bridge, you're standing next to them. If you push them off the bridge, they fall, hit the ground, and then the trolley car smashes into them, killing them. You then save the five people. Do you push the large man? Even if you say, yes, you push the large man, it's clearly worse than pulling the lever. The means with which you save these five people does affect how moral your actions are. And so we can see that consequentialism isn't true. The third and final set of bad answers I don't like is denying moral intuition per se. So it's a little bit unfair to have Destiny pictured here because I haven't found Destiny talking about the trolley car problem. However, there was a debate he did on the Whatever podcast with Trent Horn, where Trent Horn would give arguments by analogy, and then Destiny would say, well, that's just intuition pumping. And eventually Trent Horn said, I don't think you know what intuition pumping means, because the way Destiny was using it is not how it's traditionally used. Intuition pumping is a hypothetical moral situation where you isolate a moral question and then rely on the accuracy of your moral intuition to come to that answer. The trolley car problem is, I would say, a intuition pump. And then you take that answer and you extrapolate it to more circumstances. So, Destiny using it as a negative term, I think is consistent with some of the worldview I've heard from him. I've heard him say he doesn't believe in moral truths. He doesn't believe in truth values for morality or moral questions. And so I think he would deny the accuracy of your moral intuitions in regards to intuition pumps. So he'd say you shouldn't use arguments by analogy because you can't rely on your moral intuitions being correct. That would mean that he doesn't like the trolley car problem because it's not actually getting at anything. It's just irrational exercise and feelings, perhaps. Um, I bring this up because I did meet someone, a private person, who made this specific argument. They said that moral problems like the trolley car problem are just designed to get you to choose to be evil. And thus, he thought we shouldn't make any moral arguments by analogy. That is an incredibly bad take, particularly if you're of a Christian background, because Jesus uses parables to explain moral ideas, and parables are analogies. So I think throwing away arguments by analogy in any context, but particularly in a moral context, is a terrible idea. It's getting rid of one of the most fundamental tools of communication. And even in that, I'm using an analogy. So I just don't think it makes any sense. And I think you risk losing all moral thought if you need to be explicitly literal in your moral thinking. I think our moral intuitions can be relied upon in the majority of cases, and I don't like the idea of just denying moral intuition per se. It might be the worst answer. So those are the answers to the trolley car problem I don't like. I hope you've enjoyed my thoughts. And if you want to share yours, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. It helps out the YouTube channel a lot. Um, I'm probably not going to talk about the trolley car again for at least a while. There's still lingering questions I have about the practical implications, particularly as they pertain to self-driving cars, but I haven't done the research on that. I kind of want to move on to other topics. So I've been Buck, Kansas. Thank you for watching.